So we have our first look at the food coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Then we have another Legendary Truth paper.
So they will be grilling some sort of flesh. Then the massive Nightmare Fuel poster has appeared. Nightmare Fuel, the Florida heat has everyone feeling like this.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another massive Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. We have massive set pieces that are appearing. We have more Easter eggs. We're gonna start trying the HHN specialty snacks. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. We're gonna go back to HHN 2022. This is the Tear Tram from Hollywood. So on that note, enjoy the commercial.
Okay, I'm hurrying, Kyle. I'll be there as soon as I can. Bye. Come on, come on. Finally.
Need a lift? Terror Tram is taking a dark new turn, featuring Jordan Peele's Nope and Us. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Now there is a version of the shirt that they do sell in the park. It's just not an HHN version. So don't get confused between this version and the one inside the park. That one's just the standard Nope kind of tram tour shirt. This was the HHN version shirt. But kind of worried. They still have not started painting the archway.
Again, HHN starts very, very soon. This project will take a couple weeks to paint everything. There's no way this is gonna be done by HHN. Because if they're painting, there's no way they can install the medallion or the posters off to the side. This probably will be your entrance into HHN. We are back in. I'm just so pumped. Because before you know it, we're gonna be walking underneath the tent. Jack and Oddfellow will be off to the side, welcoming everybody in. On the truck, we do have the signage, Oddfellow, trading and imports. Now, if you remember in the scare zone, when Oddfellow's kind of shipping in all the different creatures, same logo and design. There's also this eyeball now that's in the back of the truck. Looks like for $14, they have the Artist Signature Series on a magnet you can pick up. We saw this hat pop up yesterday, but for $38, we have the other Sinner's hat, so you can kind of cosplay when you're going into the park. For $30, you're gonna have a new necklace of the Necronomicon. That's pretty cool. Before we head into Hollywood and see what's going on with that scare zone,
We now have all the scare zones announced for HHN Hollywood. So let's go over the whole rundown and description of all this. Murdy talked about a couple of them, but we didn't get the full descriptions. So for the street experience, we're gonna have Murder of Crows. You foolishly ventured into a massive crow's nest. Now the flock will defend its territory by descending upon you in a feathered rage and pecking your bones clean. And then another scare zone announcement. Blood Bog. Deep in the murky swampland lies a mysterious bog. It's dark, it's damp, it's a hotbed for beastly creatures that will make your blood run cold. The other scare zone announcement is El Circa de la Muerta. This traveling circus is host to all sorts of atrocious acts, from the mind-bending to the monstrous. Come see for yourself, and you'll leave forever changed. That is, if you ever leave at all. The other scare zone announcement is Hackers. You can spot them from a mile away, and yet you still don't stand a chance. Try not to get hacked to bits by a band of chainsaw swinging freaks. The other street experience is going to be Shriek of the Banshee. Follow your curiosity through the fog and stumble upon this sideshow featuring the strange, the unnatural, and deadly. And don't miss the main event, a demonic banshee that escapes its confines. So on that note, our field reporter out in Universal Studios Hollywood did get some shots about what's going on with the scare zones and then the Tear Tram. And then we'll have a little Murdy update after that.
There's John Murdy right there. John!
So John tweeted out this: first day of PR tours of the houses, first night of cast rehearsals for Sinners. In between, it's a whole lot of running from house to house. Hashtag Horror Never Sleeps. Hey John, you should totally take me on a tour of Ozzy next, since I won't be there for HHN. John says, wow, nice catch. John, who came up with the artwork like this? This is incredible. And then John says, our art department. Will the Waterworld queue ever be used for a house again? Is it looking like any white whale IPs could be coming up next year? John says, not if there's a show in it. And yes, John and Mike, I want to work in Universal Creative and help design the HHN, or work with HHN. I live in Orlando, but I was wondering what college classes you guys took to get the job you guys have right now. And then John says, I was a theater major in college. Themed entertainment courses didn't exist at the time.
Trash has returned to the crusty lip clown's mouth. And just like that, we saw them install the strings yesterday. Now we have plushes hanging from the strings. So you're gonna have a poor little bunny rabbit right there. You have a sloth, a caterpillar, and then a little bear right there. The Florida heat has everyone feeling like this. The truss has been removed for the Steven Spielberg tribute store. It's gone now. Let's see if there's any changes inside 5 and Dime with a new merch. For $20, they have some Stranger Things socks. So on the top of the socks, it's gonna have the Demogorgon head. There's finally some slight changes on the truss over here. They've added kind of a mount point for the signage that'll go right there for the Stranger Things show. And for Nightmares we go. We got some changes over here. This has been tarped up. What is underneath here? They're not gonna put a gory element, I don't think, right here. It's just a sign, it looks like. A set piece has appeared in the tower. You can see one of the characters shooting one of the pumpkin grenade launchers.
If you do look closely, there's a cord going into the pumpkin, so the pumpkin's head is gonna glow, because it looks like there's an LED strip that's been powered up inside there.
My poor Peely is now hanging from the wire that got installed a couple weeks ago. He's just in the air. We did get some changes over here. There's been a light that's gonna be placed right there. It is all kind of powered up and corded up, but they got some hay bales right here. And then back here, this is where the performer can kind of enter in and enter out. It looks like from right there, that'll be a handle. And then the character trigger is on the side. They've also added more tentacles to the front when you're walking in. The tentacles are kind of rising up. Hopefully soon we should see a Fortnite bus pop up right here. Over here by the food booth, more of the equipment has popped up. They've also added lights that are kind of shining back here and over there to illuminate the inside of the food booth, but the warmers and everything have been wrapped up. Over by the Hellraiser food booth, does look like a grill has popped up, so they will be grilling some sort of flesh out here for the food booth.
All right, let's see what's going on with the facade. We had massive updates yesterday. What is that? Is that like the bottom thruster of a UFO? Is that what that is? What is that thing right there? So it does look like a UFO thruster, because if we come down a little bit, there's like a cord hanging from it, kind of as if it's fallen off from a spaceship. And then not too much has changed with the HR Blood and Guts entrance. So as you know, the station got abandoned, so that's why you'll be kind of walking through the fencing that got kind of cut open with the barbed wire on top. We can get a clear shot into the back of the Stranger Things food booth over there. So all the equipment has been set up. Now before you go into the Wizarding World, looks like they're trying to repair the cracks or something. But if you look, there's all sorts of like glue going all the way up. I wonder why that's there. Yeah, it just looks like glue to kind of seal everything.
We got some updates with Nightmare Fuel. So they have a massive warning sign over here. Let's read it real quick. Due to intense nature of this attraction, parental discretion is advised. This attraction contains loud sounds, low lighting, intense special effects, sudden movement, and mature subject matter. Any horseplay or failure to comply with any poster requirements may result in serious injury or expulsion from the park. Do not experience this attraction if you have any of the following: heart conditions or abnormal blood pressure, medical sensitivity to strobe effects, medical sensitivity to fog effects, fear of enclosed spaces, recent surgery, or other conditions that may be aggravated by this attraction. Down here we have a code of conduct: no touching live performers, no eating or drinking, no smoking, no photography or video recording, and no carrying children. And this attraction is under video surveillance. Then the massive Nightmare Fuel poster has appeared. Nightmare Fuel, Blood Noir, nightly during Halloween Horror Nights. They will place the show times right there. And then really no changes with the two food booths that are over here. They're looking about the exact same. The only thing back here that's different is it looks like a smoker's back here, because they'll be cooking up some barbecue, some human meat barbecue. So they'll be cooking outside for the Hellraiser food booth, and then also the Meats food booth. If you look closely, the truss has been illuminated. The lights are on. We can see a red light and a purple light representing Jack and Oddfellow. Also leading into the Aussie Scare Zone, the truss has also been lit up and illuminated. We're about to head into Club Horror, or Club Gourd.
Darren Scott released the next little question that he asked, so we have some more info about what's going on with Club Horror this year. This is what Darren asked. Will anyone be roaming in Orlando this year? We have our chainsaws coming back. The unique thing about our chainsaws is, one, they're going to get a new carny look based on Jack the Clown and Dr. Oddfellow. They're going to get some of that green glow in them like Jack and Oddfellow have this year, which is a little power from the Cane of Souls. But the ring mistress, who you've seen with a chainsaw for many, many years, we're finally elevating her. So she's the leader of these carny chainsaws this year, which is really cool. So you'll be able to do some more moments with the chainsaw crew. They're at the back of the park again. We'll probably do some little showy moments with them, with her as the ringleader. We're bringing Club Horror back. We're giving it the colors and tropes of more traditional Halloween. We're gonna give the DJ a button to put into his mix, shouts, "All hail the Pumpkin Lord," so you can hear the Pumpkin Lord over there as well. We wanted the Pumpkin Lord to have his presence in this event because he's a little harder to achieve. That's why he has a scene in a haunted house, but we wanted to have his presence. One of my favorites, our graphic designer was asked to make the poles and some more specialty brews. They're going to be added to the list. There's a beer called All Ale the Pumpkin Lord. We all have to have it, just because it's a clever name. I love it. All Ale the Pumpkin Lord.
Let's see what's happening inside the San Francisco Candy Company, or the Carrie Candy Company, is what it's going to become for HHN. Okay, we got some changes. So they recreated the facade for Welcome to Scary, or Carrie, but it's the same signage. They just kind of blurred out the faces. And then over here it says, Welcome to Carrie, a nice place to live. And then Meats, frozen treats. You got the mascot right there. We got some pumpkins over here. Then over here, Carrie, a nice place to live. And then you got the mascot for Meats, and then the schoolhouse with the children right there. And then next to it, we're gonna have again the Carrie Candy Company. That's what this is becoming. And then all sorts of pumpkins on a crepe. Up here, we got the WKMB Ohio sign. This is from the original HR Blood and Guts presents Holidays of Horror.
Then over here, we got Spirit Seekers. So the Spirit Seekers were part of the Why Not Estate house. So there's some fun VHS tapes from Cases, the Hartford Mansion Haunting, Casey's Dolls, the Alter Family Poltergeist, the Why Not Haunting, Do Not Watch, Phil's Shadow, kind of like Punxsutawney Phil, the Spirit Archives Volume, the One That Unalives You, and the Spirit Archives.
We got a poster for one of the Slaughter Cinema houses, just a little off the top, Barber Chop, and then we'll come over here to the classic Speak of the Devil, Cult of the Beast Baby, and then Heavy Metal Hell 3D from the co-executive assistant producers, cousin of Amazon Cannibals from Hell. The Dark Forces of the Underworld presents Heavy Metal Hell 3D. All hell is breaking loose. 3D glasses not included. The most vile, disgusting film I've ever seen. Truly repulsive. Attack of the Swamp Yeti. It's open season on these campers. Okay, so now let's go over here and do the rundown.
Now this painting is of the cathedral from the house Gothic.
Over here we have the classic Welcome to Carrie signage. When we come over here, we have a chainsaw.
Then we have Sam Meats over here next to the chainsaw. So Sam Meats was played by Michael, so it's a nice little nod and classic throwback.
Over here we have the flickering light bulbs next to the spawning. Then it's gonna say Why Not County on it right there. And then we'll come over here to the orphanage, Ashes to Ashes. As you know, Cindy's coming back this year. Then they got some Easter eggs for Havoc, Dogs of War. It says Carrie Forever, and then a ton of more Easter eggs on this wall. So let's go over all that real quick.
So it's kind of hard to read what this piece of paper is talking about, but it's talking about Robert L. Strickland. This was the former warden from the Hellgate prison. So we see the Hellgate prison Easter eggs kind of everywhere, but it pretty much talks about the breakdown in the prison security and the operation procedure in October of 1950s, which led to the uprising in which 99 inmates took control of Hellgate and rioted over 30 days. And then after the incident, Warden Strickland was stripped of his authority and committed to the state facility. Now this paper is also an Easter egg for Hellgate prison. So this is Stanley R. Rails. They kind of blurted out a little bit, but he was at Alcatraz for 33 years and then he got transferred to Hellgate on October 13th, 1955. So we have a poster for the Swamp Yeti from Slaughter Cinema. As you know, HR Blood and Guts, The Spawning, WKMB, Cary, Channel 21. This is the station that HR Blood and Guts uses to broadcast. Barber Chop from Slaughter Cinema. This is the poster that was used to promote the upcoming tribute store. We got the legendary Truth logo. Then we have Zap. So Zap was the zombie awareness program. This is from the house Zombiegeddon from 2010. Then we have another legendary Truth paper. We have the Pumpkin Lord. These look like pages that were used to summon the Pumpkin Lord. They're old and distressed. We got Pumpkin Guts, the poster for the film from Slaughter Cinema. Leave It to Cleaver, which featured Meets, Classic House. Then we have a poster for Hellgate Prison, again, kind of connecting back with the Warden. Amazon Cannibals from Planet Hell, Slaughter Cinema. Now this was the newspaper that was kind of building up the Major Sweets backstory and storyline, but there is another newspaper over here. This one is new. We've never seen this one before, and it's great. So it says, an unlikely event nearly 100 years after the building's construction, Tribute Theater reopens, having shed all previous curses to great fanfare and success. Since 1885, this proud monument to the universe of entertainment has been standing guard among the iconic giants in the industry. Once a stunning playhouse, home to many great shows, this beloved theater sat vacant off and on over the past centennial. With the movement for theatrical films gaining traction, the push to reopen this local favorite finally gained the backers it so desperately needed during the last almost 50 years. This is kind of like a really deep cut Easter egg, talking about how pretty much we all saved the tribute store this year and we got it back in the Mummy Extended Cube. Then we have My Bones Desire performing live for the Cary Town fundraiser, playing their hit cover Send Me an Angel. Now this is a little Easter egg for the icon Bone.
And down here we do have a Spectre guide map for the Spirit Seekers. Also down here it says Cary, a nice place to live. Oh, it's kind of rusted outside.
They also have the HHN snacks. So over here we got the Killer Clouds Cotton Candy Macaroon. Then there's the Ozzy Osbourne Raspberry Macaroon. And then Eddie's gonna be a salted pecan. Oh, this is great. So it's gonna be a Stranger Things Demigorgon Red Velvet Cupcake. This is a 10 out of 10 design here. Erica Sinclair's Damn Pie. I told you to eat your damn pie. That's so good. For Evil Dead Burn, it's gonna be a chocolate cherry cheesecake. And then we're gonna come over here to the Ozzy Osbourne Bat Whoopie Pie. Then we'll have the Hellraiser Configuration Chocolate Cube. And then this is also a 10 out of 10 design. The Killer Clowns Cotton Candy Rice Krispie Treat. And then we come down here, it's like Oddfellows Top Hat. So it's gonna be Dr. Oddfellows Trifle Cake. And then we got the Chances Caramel Apple right there. Then a Jack the Clown Sugar Cookie. And then we'll come over here, then they have a Bloody Raspberry White Chocolate Chip Cookie.
Looks like they've added some green scrim over the truss where Art the Clown is gonna be. We have this melting little Santa over here, but there's gonna be a character trigger right there by Art's Santa throne. Looks like some more fake balloons got installed. I don't remember those being over there. We got the balloons on the back of the stage with Jack. Now these are like forever balloons. They're not gonna pop. They did kind of cover up the speakers on each side and a little bit of twig work up there, but the speakers had now been kind of hidden. And then we also have a character trigger right there next to the blue tent. On the bubble machine, they have started to cover up the Froggy Fog name because they don't want to give them free promotion. Over here to the right of the truss, they've added a screen, which probably have the wait times and tell you which houses are back here, but this just got installed. All right, the rubber chicken is now gone. The rubber chicken from season 5 is right there, but it wasn't here yesterday, but it's been removed. We're gonna pop into Universal Suites here in the front of the park, but we do get a better shot at the Chance Caramel Apple.
I'm just loving the fun designs for all the snacks for HHN this year. But this was my favorite moment from the entire season of Stranger Things, is when Erica says the line, I told you to eat your damn pie. Such a great moment. It's like a cinnamon cream pie. It almost kind of tastes like horchata.
Solid little pie crust, nice and creamy, a little bit of that cinnamon flavor in there. But I'm gonna do a 9.5 on it. That's really good. Meet you back at the swamp. Well, we're actually going back to the office. Get a bunch more HHN updates to go over.
Okay guys, we're back at the office. So we have our first look at the food coming to Halloween Horror Nights 2026 this year. So let's go over the rundown. If you're a UAP, there's exclusive food for you. So there's Alien at the Dead Coconut Club, a drink, and then cannoli chips at Guido's Gelato. My most hyped dish is gonna be the rigatoni ritual pie. Then there's the meat grinder red velvet, Berea pizza fries, torn to shreds pork sandwich, the frostbite drink, and a lasagna burn, the black rain drink, and then the Prince of Darkness cake, slide guitar smash, and Annie's juke joint, catfish and grits, Cinnabites kiss, pleasure and pain brain, Hopper's recharger, L's battery jerky. So it looks like some returning favorites with a twist to them. Cannot wait to try that pizza. That pizza and the Berea fries look incredible. On that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family.
Because I'm going to keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I told you to eat your damn pie.
Looks like they've added some greens.
Hooterade?